Okay, so Panin had this idea in 2014 where you can get into a misalignment here if this upper cog is at this angle. I'm gonna call this the lower cog, and that's gonna come up later. This is the upper cog, and this is the lower cog. So Mario can get into the upper cog like this. Let me show that again. He dive rolls into that misalignment, and he can get into this. He can get into the floor like that. Normally, that's not possible. Let me see if there's more to show here. Yeah, he tries to do it like this because he wants to reach this misalignment like sooner, so he can store vertical speed. Because if he does that, let me just go back a little bit. Yeah, if he hacked his position to be on this cog like this. So he stands at the edge and he waits, and he'll grab onto this thing. Yeah, that's it. But he's not too optimistic about it. This was 2014. I don't know what TTC, the A button challenge for TTC TikTok clock looked like, but what we do know now is that if we can do this strat, we would be able to save an A press at least, because usually you would have to go through this cog by using a bob-omb. So we have to use that bob-omb here, nowhere else, and it'll free up that bob-omb for using for somewhere else. Something like this. You know, honestly, maybe I should just have these on like this. Oh, it's a bit loud, isn't it? So, as you can see here, Panin, this is 2015, he threw a bob-omb into a hole that is out of bounds. So it's deactivated right now, but if Mario gets within its radius, he sends the bob-omb again. And I want to show Sidney's video too, because it's clearer, but also because it looks faster. Here. Look at that. That's pretty neat, right? It's pretty smooth right there. So there's another strat, actually. Let me see if I can find it in my subscriptions. Oh no, my private information. Now you know who I'm sub to or not. Oh, Pat has a new video. I didn't even know that until this now. Where is it? This one? Oh, it's this one. There it is. There are 2 videos of this. Actually, yeah, Sidney made another video of this. Okay, so with one A press, I can get up there and use the bob-omb and clip into that ground is the idea, but it doesn't work. See, the bob-omb should... I'm going to frame advance here. See it slowly. Yeah, there's that bloated bob-omb, and Mario gets pushed by that bob-omb into that platform, and then the ceiling pushes Mario down, so Mario doesn't get pushed up, he just gets pushed down. So it just sucks. Oh, there's the slow-mo. Oh, you see that again. Oh, go back a bit, because when I'm using frame advance, this is the better way to do it. So you see here, I just want to show this off. Mario gets bonked by the ceiling, and then he gets bonked again, and then he gets bonked again before falling off. That's just how ceilings work when you're stuck inside them. So you get pushed in unnaturally, usually by a bob-omb or something else. Yeah, or maybe if you'd like jump into one. You know, I don't really know ceilings that well. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about them. So you know, I'm gonna delete this video too. So here's what I did. Let me see if wrong. This is my script. Let me just, yeah, okay. So I'll show you the stomp on the thwomp idea too. So this is what I did for Cog Misalignment. So let me explain what all this is first. So let me zoom out a lot, and this yellow circles are the lower cog. The cog is a hexagon shape, so the tip is all the way, it reaches all the way to this outer circle, but the kind of lip, I guess, I don't know what to call it. Here, this is how I draw on my screen, by the way. So when there's a hexagon, I guess, when you have this kind of shape, these corners reach the top of this outer circle, and this inner part kind of reaches its tangent with the inner circle. So what's going on is that what's important about this is that everything inside this circle is always a floor, but from here to this part, it's only sometimes a circle and not always a circle. That means when we're on random setting in TikTok clock, this area, this ring here, is only going to be sometimes a floor, and that's entirely random, whether it's a floor or not at a given time. And that is going to come up later. This it's going to suck, by the way, that concept, the fact that the floor is randomly there or not, it's going to suck. So what we have here is the misalignment. This black lines are the wall hitbox, just the wall hitbox edges that matter, I guess. So I just drew these three. I can draw the rest too, actually. Just make them visible like this. Yeah, that's it. So this is the cog wall, just the part that matters. And the cog is at, I should talk about this. So the cog has like 6 corners, right? But they're all slightly different distances from the center. This is the one that's closest, so it's the easiest to use, actually. So I cherry-picked, I picked the one corner that's actually easiest to use here. So I rotated the cog. The cog's angle is exactly 46432, where 360 is where 360 degrees is 65536 angle units in Super Mario 64. It's that number because 2 to the power of 16, of course. But yeah, so this is what the misalignment looks like, and this red stuff is Mario's movement. He just goes in and into this misalignment right here. You see, it's like kind of just barely make it in right there. So that's that, but that by itself is impossible. Mario would have to like go from here and like go all the way up here and then strain all the way here. And that's like, you can't turn in midair. You can only like kind of move sideways a little bit. So this is actually probably impossible. So I use the fact that the cog is spinning, and I have the cog move at full speed. So on the very frame, on one frame before Mario touches this misalignment, he's going to be at this spot right here. And at that point, I decide that there will be the cog will be rotated the cog will be rotating counterclockwise. So let me just get all the purple lines here too. So this is what. Actually, let me just. There we go. So this is what the cog wall will look like. This line is a bit long, but okay. So the cog will look. The wall of the cogs will look. The cog will look like this. And with this, Mario can go into this upper cog, and into this upper wall, into this upper purple wall, and it'll push him exactly to the border of this, exactly to the border of the wall, like that way, towards I don't need to draw it, but towards this direction. I had to draw these walls like very carefully. I made a bunch of mistakes, and I had to redo them over and over again until like I got it right. The thing is, the cog is 50 units wide in this dimension, in this direction, in the way it's facing, but it's projected outwards towards the x direction or the z direction, or like down or to the left. But you get my point. So you get this really dumb shape. So I'm gonna remove those. I'm gonna just show you this. Oops, wrong one. No, not that one. Dude, where is it? These ones. Okay, so it's gonna show these all again. So you can see here, this lower black wall is projected to the right, and this upper black wall is projected upwards. And that's what creates the misalignment. Or, well, that's one of the reasons that causes the misalignment to exist. There's another reason. And the reason is the floor truncates. I'm not going to go over that here, though. The floor truncates, okay? It's just, it's super dumb. But thankfully, it's useful to us. I'm not going to explain more on that one. But yeah, so the black walls are like this, and the purple walls, and you see how it looks like. And so I made this entire model. You can look at all the red formulas. I'm going to kind of show everything I've done. Drag it all the way here. I turned it into a complete clusterfuck. It's not very good. I'm just going to press right on this. And yeah, it's like that. It's kind of bad. It honestly should not be this complicated, I think. I mean, people think I'm smart or something, but in reality, I was just too lazy to simplify these functions, so I just left them as is. They probably take up processing power, or take up calculating memory use or whatever. So if I play this, like it kind of lags, right? But if I unselect, then it actually looks really smooth. It's probably just when I select it, every frame it has to. Every frame it probably has to like check for intersections, and that's probably why it lags so much. And it probably lags because I made these formulas really complicated. Anyway, that's enough of that. So I'm going to show you the best strat first of all. This is like the testing strat. This is used for tassing the Cog Misalignment, but this is what's actually going to be used. And you see the green circle here? There's a new green circle right here. And the reason for that is, as I mentioned, everywhere from this inner yellow circle to this outer yellow circle is only a wall sometimes. And that radius depends on where Mario starts, like this. And the probability of this being a floor should be approximately 25%. It's really bad. So even if in a random setting, the cog is rotating at 1,200 speed, like 1 out of 14 RNG calls, and the chance of it being at this exact position when that happens is also very low. But not only that, you also want this lower cog to have a floor at this base. That means like if it's like let's see. What if it was like this, right? That angle was bad. But imagine if it was like that. Imagine if that was the cog right there and the floor like isn't here. Then you just missed your chance. You have to like start all you have to wait again for this really rare chance of the cog, the upper cog having this this speed and position. So it really sucks. But this minimizes that chance. Right here you can see that the chance is even lower like this. It's like way up. Yeah, it's probably like 1 in a 16 chance that that's a floor. But so this is the best strat because it's the least frustrating. But what's going to happen here, and this is actually really neat. This is the cool part about the strat, not like the RNG and completely look part. So Mario starts by dive rolling here, at this position right here, and then on the next frame he's here. And see this lower floor, the lower wall, sorry. This lower wall pushes Mario down, and if it pushes Mario down, it's away from this misalignment, so that's really bad. So you want to be pushed by this upper wall towards the misalignment, kind of. So on this next frame, Mario's standing, like Mario's exactly here. And now we go into quarter steps. Mario's next quarter step has to pass this, like just like that. It's like just barely, but it's like the reason I make it just barely, of course, is because this would be really the floor. You know, it'd be much more frustrating to deal with the floor otherwise. So you want to like have Mario as close to the lower cog center as you possibly can. And this is how you do it. You really tightly like go through this lower wall without getting pushed by it. Once you're here, you get projected onto this wall by this kind of vector. So you get pushed up to here, I think. On the next quarter frame, you'll get pushed up to here, then to here, and then you're here. So again, to summarize, first frame you're here, you start the DR. Next frame you're here. Next frame you get pushed by the wall and you're here. And on the final frame, of course, you go into the misalignment. So 1, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, just saying, it's kind of a sort of a Z shape if you look at this one, I guess. So that's what I do. In this strat, I can go into the wall like this, and that's okay because I'll just get pushed up. Again, you only need to avoid this lower wall. If you touch the upper wall, it's completely fine. So how much you get pushed up by the upper wall is like depending on where you like. You can start from here and it'll be the same. So this N is for like how much you get pushed by the wall. So like you'll be up here and you'll still end up in the same spot on the third frame right here. And so N can be a all right. So N can be adjusted like this, and A can be adjusted like this. And I guess I should say what A is. Also, what L is. Just ignore what L is right now. Just completely ignore it. That was my error. I was just fixing my error. That's why I had this L here. But just ignore that. It needs to stay here and it must not move. just I'll admit this exists because I'm an idiot. So A is the angle that Mario needs to be facing while doing this. The more Mario is like facing towards like forwards, the more like Mario has to start here and no, this does work. This strat does work. But it's not much to say really. Just play this. Just look at how nice that is. Just make it a bit faster. Here we go. God, that's horrible. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. There we go. Okay, so this is my strat. There's not really much else I need to talk about, really. Let me just open up something called frog.m64. All right, so on the first frame, I guess I should probably save state. So, yeah, I'm going to save state. Oops. Reopen. Okay, save state at F1. Okay, that's what happens. I can't allow that to happen. So I'm going to try this again. There we go. All right. So I should have tested this before trying, but here. So Mario starts diving. He gets really close to the wall, and you can see the inputs to the left here. Right. Let me put it closer. Let me put it even more closer because the C buttons don't matter like this. So I mean, Mario's now really close to the wall. Next frame, Mario gets pushed by the wall, and finally he goes into the misalignment. There we go. And now on the very next frame, you want to zero input and press B on at the same time on the very next frame, because else Mario will like fall off the cog, and we don't want that. So this actually puts Mario in place. And then you just don't even need to do anything, because this wall pushes Mario off, and Mario just grabs onto this all on his own. And from there, you just press to the left, and he'll just grab onto it. I can show you all the everything here. There's Mario's X position, his horizontal speed, his DI and 10 face. But if you look here, you can see I hacked a bunch of stuff to make this work. The lower cog is not moving at all. That's because I hacked it so that Mario can stand on it. and like dive roll. Like he can land on the floor and dive roll. And the upper cog is hacked to always have 1,200 speed. Although I could have hacked it to have like the same thing the random cog does, is that it slowly accelerates. I could have had that happen too, but for this case, I didn't do that. So right now, this is like a situation that would be impossible, but for this case, it is entirely like possible for that for the 2 frames that matter. Just the 2 frames that really matter. So I'm pretty confident that this strat is possible now that I can do it with this hack of the game, sort of. Just changed a few things. I also hacked in Mario's like position and speed, but that's also possible if Mario grinds on the edge of the cog. It's possible with nut spots or whatever else. Call it the nut spot. I don't really know what the hell the nut spot is. Sorry, bad boot. I don't know what the nut spot is, but I think Mario. Let me see. 44 minus 15.5 times 2. So by default, Mario needs to be like running at 13 speed or so. That'll take about 5 frames, 6 frames. Okay, let's give it a bit more and say it'll take Mario 7 frames of running to get that much speed, and then he needs to walk off of this ledge and do what we call grinding and grind diving, which Mario will walk off, dive, and then land back on, and then walk off and dive again, which will get him 44 speed instantly. So this speed is not impossible. This position is not impossible. I don't think so. I mean, someone who's good at tassing will have to do it. But overall, every hack that I did should be possible. And this should be possible. And this is so neat. Oh, God, this is why I hate movement sometimes. But that's pretty much the end of my video. Oh, pause, please. All right, let me just watch this again. Okay. Story here. There we go. Oops. Yeah, but that's it. That's really it. So, again, I guess, like, awkward. Thanks for watching my video. Bye. Yeah. This was a horrible day because this is really a horrible day. I just sat here for 3 hours doing this. God, man, I want those 3 hours. It wasn't just 3 hours. I just slept in bed for like another 5 hours after that. Okay, I want that time back. All right. This was really stressful. It's just I'm really thankful for Sidney for helping me out. Just gotta thank everyone who was in my Twitch chat actually talking to me. It's just being sure I wasn't alone in this. That was I really appreciate that, honestly. It's just enduring my shitty commentary through the whole Twitch stream. It's like Bad Boot, you were there. I know that. I don't know who else. I'm the kind of guy who kind of intentionally doesn't look at my viewer list when I'm streaming because I also obviously thanks for Pannon because he did every single work for like ABC most of the time, and Tyler, who actually did all the work for ABC all the time. No, I'm just kidding. That's it. Yeah, that was cringe. I'm sorry.